All right, we are live. We are live. We are live. Let's check this tune. We are live. Sound good, sound good, sound good. Get the microphone here. Woo. Okay. Get the live stream going. Let me make sure my song is playing. Okay, we got the song playing. Should I try playing a different song today? I should make a mix to play. Song 3. How loud is it? Okay, we're still chilling. This is a remix, I believe. I'm not even sure what song it is. I just labeled it wrong. Okay, we're streaming here. So, good morning. We coming from yesterday, I had set a trade, as you can see here. I think I set it here, and we had just made all-time highs. We had made this lower high, and then I was expecting it not to make a new all-time high and kind of reject off this resistance zone here. So I set this trade. I went long, went to sleep, and obviously in the morning, 8:30, sweep, and it totally swept out this. It kind of consolidated through the night, and then I guess early in the morning it swept this, and so now I'm back up $3.75 in my paper trading account. So I want to look at the charts here for a second to get started for the day. I'm going to do, of course, we focus on the break and retest strategy, so I'm going to mark out my 15-minute 8 o'clock candle from top wick to bottom wick. Create that range. This range is kind of like a guide because there's a lot of liquidity in the morning when people start to trade, so they're like choosing high low, and there's buy and sell orders and take profits and all sorts of orders kind of resting in the morning to get going for the day. So we could see it broke out of this range. If we look, we want to start first on the higher time frames, the 4-hour time frame. You can see I had already mapped out this resistance level here. We can delete these from yesterday. It broke through these lows. We still have this higher high here. This is the all-time high here. So it's hard to predict where it might go because there's no levels other than this all-time high level to really go off of. Now, these are kind of equal highs here. We do see a little support, so I think I might mark this back out as this level, and it did kind of reject off that level this morning, so we're going to use this as like a place of interest here, support and resistance on this level. And we're coming down, we're still coming down, so we want to kind of see where the market's heading. So the first thing I'm going to do in the 4-hour is check this path here. So boom, we're kind of making higher lows and higher highs. And then we kind of came in a downtrend. So generally speaking, we have not necessarily made a pivot to the bearish side yet. But let's zoom in a little bit closer. So we're kind of generally going in an uptrend, but let's see. We got the low here. Actually, it's here. So we did now on the 4-hour time frame. You saw we were going in an uptrend here. I put this marker yesterday to show that we were then shifting to a downtrend. I guess it was probably on the 2-hour. On the 2-hour. But on the 4-hour, at this moment, we did break structure. Get rid of this. So we broke this low here. So we are in a downtrend. We are now in a downtrend for the 4-hour charts. So we just want to be mindful of that. One of my rules was to not take any trades against the market if I'm not really seeing a strong indication otherwise. Let's see here. Make sure this is working. Got the chat on today. So let's see. Do I want to turn this face track on? Get the motion tracker activated. So, okay, it seems like it's working. I guess I'll know here a little bit. So, we are in a downtrend. Now, when did this downtrend actually happen? That's what I'm not sure about. On the 4-hour, higher highs, higher lows. We didn't make a lower high yet. We had to broke this lower high to make that. So, as of now, it is in the 4-hour. And with the ICC concepts, we do an indication, which I'd say that's an indication. Correction, and then continuation. So if we go down to the 1-hour, we see that, well, yes, we broke these lows. So now we're in a downtrend. Do we expect price to come back up and touch this range again? It kind of seems not likely at this point. This is a point of support here. So if price were to break below this, then it would have a hard time getting back above it, I think. Let's look for some other support and resistance levels here. We kind of have this level reacted off these lows here. So we're going to put a little bit of a bar here. we're just marking out some key points that where price seems to be reacting. Have fun, baby. Go get it. So we have some touch points there. We can see that price is kind of getting to this level and reacting, offering some support. If it breaks through it, then that would be kind of an indication that it might be continuing. So if we took position here, say down to this level, because nothing seems to be holding it up, we got a nice almost 3 to 1 here. At this point, so this could be a potential move here. This was kind of a pullback, and we could see what price is going to do. We might expect price to have a little bit of a reaction here. I'll zoom in a little bit more. So we are kind of consolidating here. It is not 9:30 yet, so we're kind of waiting to see what price is going to do when the New York Stock Exchange market opens. This is the futures market, so trading futures is different than the New York Stock Exchange market. There are different sessions, so we are in the New York, United States Eastern Standard Time session of 8 o'clock for the futures market, and then come 9:30 it's the New York Stock Exchange. There are other markets, so there's the London market, which is before this market, and then you got the Asian market. So it goes from US, Asian to London, and it cycles through that every day. The markets are closed over the weekend, of course, for the stock exchange, but and for the future market as well. So we just trade during the week. It is Thursday. So we kind of saw, once price did dip down here, it kind of reacted off this level too. So that might be something to look towards. If it breaks below this level, then it could be making its way down a little bit. Could react off this low here, because people might want to go long off of this low, and they have their stop loss somewhere around there. So orders can be filled down here. Same goes for here. So people want to put their stop loss up here, and it just depends on if the buyers or sellers take control here, where the momentum. It's like a tug of war, it seems like. It's a good way to relate it. I think of it, it seems to be more like something like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or something, where there's different moves and strategies, and it's like the Joe Rogan quote that he quotes, I don't know if he quotes Gracie, the Gracie guy, but he's like, it's like you make a move, then I make a move, and forever kind of thing. So that seems to be how it works. I'll be right back. Let's get this locked in on the face tracker again. Okay. Check on my phone, see if it sounds good. Let's get this locked in on the face tracker again. Okay. Check on my phone, see sounds good. I got 2 songs playing here. Range lower. Checking my phone. See if it sounds good. I got 2 songs playing here. Range lower. Checking my phone. All right. I think I got. Sorry about that. Got that sorted out. Still learning this live streaming stuff. Too much now, so let me know in the chat if it sounds okay now. I turned down the volume. I had 2 songs playing. The songs I'm playing on this stream are songs that I produced as well. So just FYI, Diamond Dave on Spotify. You could check out my music there. I'm into kind of club music and things like that. So I think this one I'm playing now is Out of My Mind. It's a remix for Kill Paris, who's a pretty big artist, and he let me remix it, and it's an honor to do that. So, Corey, if you're ever listening, thank you, brother. Check him out as well, Kill Paris. All right, so now we're waiting for that 9:30 bell for the New York Stock Exchange. Let's take a look again at what we got going on here. We have some consolidation over the night. Man, I was chasing this move here last night and the night before, and I actually was down 140 at that time, and I had a sense because I knew this was a range of resistance here when this high broke through, and I was thinking it was gonna pull back because of that, and it did end up doing that last night or this morning. Took a nosedive here, and so I'm happy about that because I kind of got all this money back from the stupid trades I was taking. You really shouldn't go against the market. That was one of my rules, and I was doing it anyways because I felt like it would eventually do that, but I was just at the right place, wrong time. I'm going to double check my 15-minute candle here. Is that actually? Yep, that is the range. So that's what we're going to look for today. I'm going to look on my Discord fam here. I'm following I'm in the Profit Insider Discord, and it's a good bunch. Actually, I think the guy started popping up, RP Profits. He started popping up in my Instagram or something, and then I said, what's this? He's making $4,000 a day trading, and I was like, well, let me see if I could do this. And so I started paying attention, learning the charts, learning what it means, because when you first look at the charts, you're like, what the hell does all this mean? You kind of know that price is going up and down, but you don't really understand what the candle wicks do and all that kind of stuff. Let's see here. Maybe I could lock that so it doesn't change that capture. Window capture. I'm going to lock that in. So let me see here. Discord. RP Profits puts out a game plan every morning. It's kind of right at the bell, it seems like, so you don't get much time to kind of really absorb what it is, but it's the same thing every day. And you could kind of see what the community's chatting about. Let's see here. Market is open, so let's take a look at what the charts are doing now. Okay. Looks like price is wanting to push back up a little bit. I think this is just more of the pullback. You got the resistance here. To be honest with you, I could see a trade like this happening. Let's see what's going on with this time frame. So we might expect it to range a little bit because we're caught between these two zones here, and it's been ranging previously. But when it breaks out of this range, we're kind of going to show direction. So I think I want to be patient and see which way it's going to break out of this range. Now, if it broke out to the top side, you got a good 17 points here. It is in a bearish market, so I don't really want to take that trade. I want to look at something bearish here. So if I did, I want to take a short. If it broke out of this range, and that would look something like this trade over here. But I think I want to, like this, stop loss, tick above that. I want to go, this is my next little pocket of either support or resistance. We're at a 2.69. It could, that could be realistic, I think. So we'd have to bust through this support zone here. Okay. Let us know in the chat where you're coming from, why you're watching. Are you learning to day trade like me? This is for educational purposes only. Obviously, I'm paper trading, so it's not real money, but you could use TradingView to chart out your strategies and practice entering trades. We're trading futures, and you can make a lot of money. So it's like a little bit of a side hustle until it becomes your main hustle. And I have time in the morning to learn how to do this, so it's becoming a little bit of a hobby. And I figure, well, I got all the cameras and equipment, and so I started live streaming. And yeah, we're kind of just seeing how it goes here. So right now we're looking at the price, seeing what it's going to do. The break and retest would mean it retests this region here, this first 15-minute candle region, and then would break out again. Be honest with you, I don't know if it's going to do that because it's already covered a lot of ground today. We've been on all-time high for a while now, and it kind of seems like price wants to go down a little bit to retrace. I was betting that it would, and it did last night, but I made a lot of stupid trades to get that set up. I got stopped out quite a bit, but I started try to short it here, and I got stopped out a couple times, lost quite a bit until finally I entered a trade last night, and it caught this move down here past these session lows and stuff. So if you use the indicators, you got the Asian session, which is yellow, the London session, which is red. And you can see we've already blown through the London and Asian low here. The top of this first 15-minute candle is in the London range as well, so we're still that's a high there for that. We have this all-time high here in this New York range. We've already went through that range. We've already blown through all these lows, so we're not really looking to any targets at this point, except for it to maybe go back up. But again, we are in a bearish market, or we're going to go down to some of these lows. So we're looking for some targets here. We got this. This could be a target too. You got the New York session low here. That's kind of like our next really main target. Could come all the way down here. And this is a support zone here. So really, I mean, we could hold on to this thing. It could keep moving all the way down. But we're kind of looking for it to break out. Okay, it's going above this little resistance zone here. I'm going to wait. This is more likely a pullback. So I'm going to wait for an entry on this pullback. It could come up and touch this zone, and then that would be a great place. That's the retest that we're really looking for. It is kind of stalling here. So these indicators, you could find in various indicators up here in this indicator tab that might help you. Also this pivot point. So these pivot point indicator kind of shows you where price is changing direction. So we kind of made this kind of consolidation. Now it's broken out of this range. The other thing you could look for is what they call a SMT divergence. Is where the pair of this is NASDAQ, that's MNQ, and when it has a varying, when the highs and lows are counter to each other, they usually go kind of together, but when they counter each other, then that's a SMT divergence, and that could be used as a signal as well to see that there's a little bit of a discrepancy and maybe a correction of those two to get back into sync again. This is fair. These are fair value gaps. So when price is moving, it makes this space between two candle wicks. Then that's called a fair value gap. And then that is an indication that there is a big move in the market. So here's a big one. When it inverses that fair value gap, that shows you there is a change in direction. And that might be also used to plan the entry as well. See if that futures game plan, what that says. So RP Profits is saying this morning, the first thing I see is that we have already had a move due to PPI news this morning. I will be looking for a retest of the New York Open to enter some shorts. We have already broken out to the downside, so now we are just looking for price to retest New York Open, continue moving down to complete the break and retest. I will also be watching for shorts if we can break below 6,453 and make a clear downtrend. I could see us coming all the way down to 6.3 today if we get more downside. The only real setup I see for long today is potentially trying to catch the reversal off of the New York low at 467. So I was following trading with Matt from Rocket Scooter. He seemed to have a really cool technology built in, but it's like I don't necessarily want to be reliant on someone's technology, even though it seems very sophisticated. I want to learn the concepts so that I could be competent in any environment to trade. So I like to make the habit of constantly checking these paths. So we're kind of in like a 5-minute uptrend because we broke this high. And I would say it's 1 minute as well. Kind of in this pullback. We're looking for a retest up there because there's nothing really holding it from going all the way back. It's kind of looks like it's getting some support here in this region. So maybe it would be a good idea just to watch and wait and see where it wants to go. We know it probably kind of wants to go bearish, but we're getting some support zones here. So until it breaks through, it's probably going to remain fairly choppy. If you look on the 15-minute, this just looks like kind of like a choppy pullback anyways, and that eventually it's going to want to move bearish again. Now the question is, part of me has the urge to enter a trade, say up here. But the other part of me, from what I learned, is we don't necessarily want to enter that trade because there's nothing holding it from getting back to this zone. And if that's the case, then it's unpredictable. Unless you put your stop loss way up here and you're risking a lot more, you don't really know what price is going to do. If we look back previously, it tends to want to range around in this area. So that's something to be careful. In the 2 hour, we're just, we're just kind of making this long wick. So be patient. So with the ICC concepts, it's indication, correction, and then continuation. So I think this might be the correction phase, and then we could look to, once it corrects, we could look at to continue, and it may continue quite a ways down. Finishing up my coffee here. I'm going to listen to see maybe how this is sounding. Got a call coming in. This is David. right. So let's see where we're at with this. So we are trading futures in TradingView is the app I'm using here. And let me just check my stream here. So I'm new to trading, but I feel like I've learned a lot over the last couple months. Now what we're doing now is waiting for this retest of the New York open range here. And it looks like it's wanting to do that, so I'm glad we waited. And what we're looking for is a short now off of the test of this market open range. Now typically when you're scalping, you're just looking for kind of smaller moves. So I would say this is actually a very reasonable we could get to a 4-to-1 at this point. So the stop loss would go here. It's a 4-to-1 risk reward ratio. It may not want to pull back all that way, but let's see what the candles are doing. We're still in a downtrend, so we want to look for shorts at this point. And I mean, even going down, this thing could keep going, to be honest with you. It will hit a little resistance there, but I mean, it could go all the way down here. Gotta eat my breakfast. What did I do with that? Oh, here we go. Eggs. Egg and asparagus, carrots, onion. Need a little hot sauce though. Got the hot ones. Got the hot ones here, guys. They actually make a pretty good sauce. Let's put a little dab on there. We're still waiting for price to give a little touch to the bottom of the range here. It's good. You didn't realize you're getting a mukbang out of the deal, did you? Let's see if it goes and touches. I don't know that it'll go all the way and touch. I don't know. Kind of looks like it's turning the bend now. We're still working our way up. Ooh. This is a Katy Perry shirt that we designed for the concert. You can buy it on our Etsy store. It's a tie-dye Katy Perry shirt in the style of the Lifetimes tour. Total bootleg, but we had fun making it and get something to wear for the concert. I was going to listen to stream on my headphones here to see what it sounds like. These might be completely dead. I think they are. noise. So, sounds okay. I hear a lot of background noise of the air conditioning or something. But I guess it sounds okay. So, we use these trend lines like this to kind of get an idea if it's going to break out of that range. This remix that we're listening to is Out My Mind remix that I did for Kill Paris. Okay, looks like we're kind of breaking out of this range. I mean, I wouldn't be mad. Yeah, we try to stay pretty busy doing different stuff. I am quite occupied with my care of my mother right now. I don't know if anybody's going through that, but I mean, typically it's for older people, but my mother is got Parkinson's, so she's kind of really lost a lot of her independence, and it's kind of heartbreaking to see her like that. But she's always been so independent, but it's a big responsibility, so I've managed to squeeze in things like this live stream every now and then lately, between, working and everything. But it is life. Alright, so my buddy Gimme Some Moa has requested the Kill Parish remix of my track Range Lover to put on his mix. Alright, we're still kind of pushing up. We're still kind of pushing up to retest this zone, so that's kind of exciting. We're hanging tight. Working our way up there. Getting ready for a sell order. I'm going to take this trade here once it retests. And then we could maybe ride it all the way down. I mean, we had a lot of movement, and it's a little bit time for a correction, so I could see it coming all the way down here, and then bouncing off of this level, going back up. I'm going to be patient though. Looks like we're working up that way. You know, when I first started trying to trade, you just want to catch every move. Is it going up? You're doing longs. If it's turning up or now we're going down, it's like you just want to be in on every move to try to make money. But I think with the experience, then you'll realize you have to be more surgical with it, and so you gotta pick your shots. You gotta be a little bit of a sniper. Like I thought about taking this off here because this is a little bit of a resistance zone here. But then we solved this upside. Once it got above here, we said, well, if it breaks above here, then it could go all the way up here. So you didn't want to have your stop loss. You want to have your stop loss in a practical place. And it looks like it's going to tap there. So if you get into a sell position, you can get into a sell position. For stop loss here. Take off all the way down there somewhere. Let's see where we're at with the 1 minute. So we're kind of in the top part of the range. It might come down and touch here, and then retrace back up as well. So with a limit order, it's kind of like you're trying to get a certain price for an order. I'm not really sure how they both work. There's a stop order, which stop order is like a market buy, but at a certain place, so it's not as precise. But a limit order is a precise order. But I do believe if you were to buy, say you're placing a sell limit order, and I would have placed it lower, then I would actually lose money because it would fill it if it was lower. If it's higher, it won't fill it because there's nobody wanting to buy that. But if it was lower, I believe it would fill automatically. I need to figure that out. This is, by the way, training purposes only. I'm only a couple months into day trading. I'm learning how to do it. Now this may want to break out here already. It kind of went up there pretty close to that, the bottom of the region there, but we'll see if it wants to pop up again. If not, I think we are in pretty good shape. If it breaks this change of character here, we might look into putting in a trade, because there's kind of a couple confluences at that point. It would be out of this range that we've created that, you know, it's not necessarily too accurate, but it gives us a little bit of a reference. And also, if it breaks this line here, it's a change of state or direction, but it looks like it is going back up. Oh, good for you, baby. Damn. What a beauty. Let's see what people in the chat are doing over on the Profit Insider. Chat is waiting for this retest. Looks like some people might have gotten in a little early, but we're still waiting for that retest. Again, we might consider going in on this break of structure here if it passes this low here. Not break of structure, changing character. are officially outside this region, however. Let's see. It could be something like this. But we are breaking out of there. We are breaking out of there. Be a little patient. We're still. Yeah. Now the question is, do we wait? Do we wait for another retrace, or is it going to totally break out? Maybe bounce off this support zone here, or is it going to go back up? The 1 hour just looks like we're in the retrace at this point. 2 hour, we're just in the downtrend. 1 hour, 15 minutes, it kind of looks like we're on our way down now. 5 minutes, could potentially pop back up. Another look at it. We still have not broken this zone here. We're going to be patient. I'm going to put this sell order here. I'm going to go ahead and lock it in. It's wanting to pull back down. I can tell it wants to pull back down. So we put our sell limit order here. So once it hits this line here, then it will initiate that order. We're expecting it to, once it hits, to drop. It could range around up there. It could go above. But the odds are looking like it could be a nice move down once it hits that region. I could cancel it, and if we see it start to make a dramatic move down, and just do a market order. But right now, we're just waiting. It is still making its way back up. So you really can't trust the... Okay, go for it. Can't trust the 1 minute candle, because it's constantly switching directions. 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more accurate, but really, now we could even look to see if we're making fair value gaps along the way. We are making fair value gaps, so that, a little concerning. We are retracing this fair value gap, but we are still looking for that break and retest to the downside, because we are in a downtrend. So the red is this fair value gap between the wicks going down. Once this closes above that region, it's inverted, meaning it's changed directions of the trend. You also have these fair value gaps going up between these two, the space between the two opposing wicks on the candlestick body creates this fair value gap. That's just an indication of a trend. When it's choppy, you don't have any fair value gaps because they cancel each other out with the wicks and the choppiness of the market. But we're looking to potentially wick off of here, not invert this fair value gap, and then make that move down. we have the stop loss above this region. It's only 6 points, so because we think this move might go down further, I might even change it, but we'll just see how the price is moving. It's not too crazy right now. It's not too volatile. It's kind of got some steady movement. It looks like we might touch this limit order, sell order here. But it's steadily climbing up with nice price action here. Okay, we're about to touch. There it is. Order is in. Hopefully. It didn't go. Okay, now we're in this order. Now we'll see. Does it continue to go up? No. Should be. We reject off of here. But we are in a kind of minor uptrend. So we'll see if price wants to continue. A doji candle, which is that cross, is kind of an indication of a reversal. So we'll see how this candle closes in 15 seconds. So we are kind of reacting off that level. Let's see if it wants to push up. We're checking with our Discord group. All right, we're moving down now a little bit. Okay, there's a good little push. So it seems to be doing what we want it to do. This could be a fake out though. This could be, it could retrace again once it hits this trend line level. We are in the trade. We're up $8.75. I'm only trading one contract because I'm trying to simulate what it'll be like if I use real money, use my own money. If I funded a 5K account, you basically can only place one micro contract in futures. So one micro contract is $5 because you have to have enough margin there to see. It says available funds 1,770. Even though I got 5K in the account, there's a margin. So you really, to start an account, you have to start it small. You have to build it up. The more money you build in the account, the more you could start to risk. And but right now you can only do one contract because of the margin. And if you had 100K in there, then you could do multiple contracts. You could stagger you could take profits along the way, start taking out contracts. There's more flexibility you can have with more in your account. But if you're going to start with your own money, this is what it's like. Unless you do a prop account, and a prop account, it's more risk, more fees, etc. So we are going into this range here. Let me see what the Discord group thinks about. 'Cause I was asking. What what people look for. Let's see, I'm at 20 points. Take it. Did not see a good rejection of it. Okay, people are in. Isn't respecting it. Okay, people are in the trade. Okay, it's going down now a little bit again. It's respected that range. We're heading down again. It is making higher highs and higher lows, so that is also concerning. So in the 5 minute, let's look here. Five minutes like this. We did change state of direction there. So we did change state of direction here, I believe. So, but then it broke above that high, so we're back in an uptrend in the 5 minute. In the 1 minute, which again doesn't hold a lot of weight. But let's see what we're looking like here. We did break that low, but then broke the high, low, high, low. So we are kind of still trending up. Let's see what the 15 minute looks like. Still trending up, obviously. The 1 minute. As you can see, I put my stop loss above this high. However, the OBS disconnection, reconnection is successful. Okay, good to know. See if the stream cuts out. So we are in this trade here. We're currently up $2.50 in our paper trading account. We are in a downtrend. We took a limit order from the bottom of this market open range, and it went past the midpoint, which we don't like to see them going past the midpoint because that could mean a continuation of this direction here. But we want to see a nice, strong, bullish or a bearish push down here now. Okay, we got a higher low, or lower high here from this, but it's still pushing up. It should be wanting to reject off the bottom of this range because there's a lot of liquidity there and orders being placed. But we will see. Let me know in the chat if everything sounds okay. And if you're here for trading, let me know. We also do a lot of things. Check out our videos. We do travel videos and, shoe custom painting videos and podcasts. We do it all here at QQDD channel. We do stock trading. We do music production and music videos. Made a custom Katy Perry t-shirt for my wife and I. We're going to the Katy Perry concert. We do it all, folks. Alright, price is pushing up again. We don't want to see that. I may change my stop loss depending on what we see here. If it breaks this wick here, then it makes me a little nervous. It is a strong, up candle here, so we don't want to see it break that technically. We're now down 1250. Strong push up. If it breaks up, we're technically looking for a break and retest to the upside. However, we don't really want to take that trade because we are in the downtrend. Now, let's see if we break. If we break this, we are in an uptrend again. Let's see, let's check the 4 hour. We are in a downtrend. If it closes above this, we are in an uptrend, so that's why the stop loss is there. It is just ticks away from my stop loss here. Let's see what it wants to do. Hopefully it rejects here. It stopped it. Okay. So we're down $31. We actually have a strong candle to the upside now. Let's see what the Discord's saying now, you suckers. Everybody's pissed. Everybody's pissed. Now, you can make it back though. That's the thing. Once we see a little confirmation to the downside. We are in an uptrend now. So if we go to the 4 hour, let's see what we're in. Are we in an uptrend? We want to stay with the trend. Choppy. So we are in an uptrend now at this point. We don't want to take trade because there's nothing to really go off of. other than maybe a rejection off of this all-time high. There's an all-time high here, so when there's an all-time high, there's not a lot to go off of. Usually you're looking for these key levels, but when it's all-time high, that is the key level, the one and only key level, pretty much. So we are in an uptrend. However, if this pulls back and it does not close above, we still got 8 minutes to close on this, then it has not technically made it an uptrend because it has not broken high, it has not closed above. So we still got 8 minutes to see what this wants to do. A few other confirmations you could use. If you could use the Fibonacci or the Gantt box, right? This low. So now this is you got 7 minutes left on this 15-minute. We did close above on the 5-minute. It doesn't hold a lot of weight. The higher time frames are more important. We are under the level here. 7 more minutes to go on this one though. We did break out of this range, which is not good. If it does continue to make a downtrend, we're going to keep moving down and then do the break and retest on the bottom side again. I had that sinking suspicion. That's one thing I've been struggling with the break and retest, is when the price is clearly moving in an uptrend here, in a lower time frame uptrend, it tests. Is it going to overshoot? Does it continue to want to go, or is it going to react? Everybody thought it was reacting here, and then that was it. But clearly, it's not the case. I think what I will use to confirm is we got this range forming. If it breaks the range, shows to be reversing the trend, then I will look to do the break and retest again. So if it breaks here, retests and breaks again, then that's a legitimate break and retest. We will have a change in trend. We need a clear change in trend. We'll have basically this 15-minute close not closing over this high, which means it's not really a trend change at that point. On the 1 hour, so it is below that level now, just barely. The 2 hour as well. The 4 hour is far from closing. 2 hours still has 1 hour to close. So we're still potentially in a bearish market at this point on a lot of these higher time frames. We got 5 minutes left on this 15-minute candle. We are starting to change potentially trend on this lower time frame, 5 minute. The 1 minute has changed trend. It could be retracing to a higher high. We'll keep an eye on that. Yeah, the chat is okay. So now price is making its way down at the bottom end of this trend. I want to see a strong close on the 5 minute to this. Oh, wow, push through it. Thank you. Let me see a strong close and then a retest. To the downside. Papaya. Not a strong candle close though. Long wick there. And we haven't broken this little range. Okay, we got a kind of a doji type candle here, showing a kind of a reversal. You want to see this 15-minute candle close strong. All right, we could look for a retest now, I think. We got about 9 minutes left on this 15-minute. Eight minutes left on this candle. I'll wait to get this entry. 7 minutes and 45 seconds for this closure. I'm going for the retest still. We've got a long wicked candle there. Did not close above the high. So we're still, I think, technically bearish. In the 15 minute. Yeah, on the 1 hour. So, in the 1 hour, it's not technically. We got about 7 minutes left on this. About 6 minutes left. Let's see what the 5 minutes do. Okay, we're making a little bit of a downtrend. Okay, I like that. Still waiting. Still waiting. 5.5 minutes to close on this 15-minute candle. It's looking strong now. Looking strong. Look at that. Nice trend change now. Nice strong candle close on the 5 minute. Excuse me. Okay. This is the candle that I might be looking for. So we got under 5 minutes. Nice push down there. Minute, yep, that's a strong candle, it looks like. And then we broke out of this range here. 4 minutes left on this candle. Could use that as a confirmation as well for those past this 7-9. Now for this candle, they're starting to slow our momentum down here. I'm looking for retest, but we do want to see strong candle close, full body candle close here. See that yet. I want to see this close fairly strong and then retrace. I want to see it close outside this range at least. See if we give us a nice push down before it closes at 1 minute 38 seconds. There we go. 1 minute 20 seconds left. Okay, we're looking strong for this candle now. Hopefully it stays strong. Seconds left. 35 seconds. 25 seconds. Thirteen. 10. So not very strong. Not a super strong candle there. Not a wick. That's not really what I wanted to see. So do I do the retest? That is the question. Seen a lot of green, long red trim there. We are kind of in a bearish cycle of this. This is our retrace. We don't want to see this close above see what the Discord is saying. I do like to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bearish candles. Here we got 2, 2 bearish candles in the 15-minute. And this looks like the start of a retrace, lower candle here, wick. So I'm going to go ahead and put this sell order in. We'll see if it touches it. Stop loss there. Good profit. If it retouches out of this zone and then rejects, then I would say we're out of this zone. It is a rejection of this zone and it's going to move down. We'll see if it's going to want to retrace. This might be it. That might have been the retrace. Let's see. It looks like we will retrace and tap this sell limit order. If not, my second confirmation will be past this 7-9 mark here. Okay, well, might not. Might continue to go down. In that case, I'm going to wait for a pullback off of this. Head and shoulders thing going on here. I could still see it want to do a tap up here. this candle's still working here. So we're looking for the break and retest of the bottom side of this zone here. We went in and touched it before, but price action is now bearish now in this 15-minute candle trend, and now we're waiting for price to touch again. It may not come back to touch. I may use this GAN box 79% from this bottom range of the 15-minute candle to the top range, and if it closes below this, I may take it as well. I think the safer bet would be to wait for that retest. I already did the break and retest once. It came back, retested, blew through my stop loss, which was at this previous high here. This is all-time highs. It technically, since it wicked back in the 15-minute, I believe it's technical, or in the 1 hour rather, it's still technically bearish in the market and on the higher time frames. So I still want to go with the trend. I think it has a long way to move if we do get in this trade. This is a point of resistance here, so it's a high reward to the risk ratio, but I would like to see a little more confirmation. Okay, I think I'm going to look for the retrace back somewhere here. There's that move. So a bigger stop loss on the first break and retest would have been better, but I'm not mad at this actually. Still hop in at any point because I think it does still have a long way to move. Even if you go to the 1 hour time frame here, you could take confirmation, even break. This is really probably the safest move is if price comes back below this resist or support line, then it'll probably break through and keep going for a while. It's already showing quite a bit of confluences here that it is trending bearish. Wow, look at that move. That's really what we're looking for. Let me know in the chat if you're new to trading. This is basically a trading journal for me to practice trading before I really risk any real money. So just watch along and check my progress. This is a daily vlog video for my journals, trading. I'm happy to pass on anything I might learn or mistakes I make to help anybody else. This is not trading advice because this is not real money. Alright, so we touched that. I'd say we're probably going to retrace again. Let's take it back. Let's take it back. We're going to get a little, I think, resistance here, maybe. We might even retrace and touch again the zone. So the break and retest is this 15-minute range for the opening of the market. mark out the first 15-minute candle. Prices came out earlier under on the bottom end of it, and then when the market opened at 9:30, worked its way back up, retested. I took a trade here, but I got stopped out around here, and I'm waiting for another retest at this point. Price seems to be retracing back again, so we'll see if it wants to come all the way up. This is Trading View, if you're not familiar. This is an app that a lot of day traders use to strategize and chart out their entries and whatnot. So you might do your charting here, but then enter in on your broker's app or whatever. But this has got a lot of tools to kind of monitor things. This indicator is showing we're still kind of bullish. So we'll see what we want to do here. If you zoom out, you're going to start basically zoomed out. This is a 4 hour, each candle's 4 hours. And then you can see we're in the top end of this range, and it probably is going to want to work its way down. And then retrace and go back up at some point, probably around here maybe. Alright, I think we're going to have to cut the stream short. Thanks for tuning in. Chime in. Okay, go ahead.
Sales video, this is Lani. How can I help you?
Trippin' and all of us talk, cause she narrowly trippin'. No shorty, she fouled it. We do no stalling. Thunder on one end, that just show you I'm ballin'. Hoggin', you and I'm callin'. You to come through, you just hoppin' on right now, we rollin'. Then go, we gone. We said our questions was bitch, now it's on. It's something in the air, my baby is strong. Something in the air, my baby is strong. We can do what you want. Gone are the day when you do what you
Check 1, 2, check hey, 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 hey. Check hey, 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 hey. Check hey, hey. As I turn it up all the way. Show. So we're still looking for this retest here. Let me know in the chat where you're coming from. See one person tuning in. Are you getting into day trading? Where are you at with your trading journey? We're looking for a retest here still. Got a sell limit order here, and then seeing if price will come back and touch that. Market is on higher time frame is still bearish. Unless we make higher highs, then we are still bearish. So unless we close above here, we're still bearish. So if we look at we didn't close above this, but we did break this high. I like to see it close for real confirmation. This is in the 15-minute. So in the 15-minute, I guess technically we are in a bullish trend. But if you go to the 1 hour, we made a lower low and we did make a higher high. So I don't know if it's considered, if it's just a wick and not a close above, if it's still considered a trend change. But we are working our way back down. All right, gonna have to get to work. Chime in the chat if you're watching this, and let me know if you want me to stay streaming or not. By the way, I made this OBS streaming template. Let me know what you think about that. I used Midjourney and they edited it in Premiere. I thought it turned out pretty good. My first streaming setup ever. .15 minute, I guess we're considered bearish. Around there. We broke that low, so we are bearish again in the 15-minute. Two hour, we are. Bearish. Who we got tuning in there? Give us a holler. Okay. Still working down, I guess. Alright, depending on if it breaks through this range here, I think I'm going to go ahead and hit there. I'm not afraid to take, actually it's probably more confirmation. Taking a trade like this. Alright, I'm going to switch up this song I've been playing. This is another song I made called Range Lover. I collaborated with an artist in Africa. So if I consider this a what point is this considered? Price broke this low 2 hours. That's when this happened.
a smile on you. When we did it, look really dance for me. Look dance for me. But then the silence I will buy for you. Then I'll buy more things. Tell me what I would do for you. Girl, all I want from you is your trust. My baby, you're my lover. Only you be my baby. No, no.
This is not technically a break instruction yet. So we're still in the downtrend. We're going to go with the market.
Cause I need DJs. Only you be my baby. You're my lover. Only you be my baby. Only you be my baby. You're my lover. Only you be my baby.
Green box here. I'll break that. I am a lot more patient than I was when I first started. You just want to kind of take every move and kind of predict where the market's going at every stop, but you really got to let it show you what it wants to do. Alright, check out our merch at our Katy Perry shirt at our merch on Etsy, QQDD channel shop. QQDD shop on Etsy. We got a lot of custom shirts we made. Some cool designs, all different kinds of kind of artistic stuff. And we made a Katy Perry shirt because we're going to be going to the Lifetime Tour concert as a birthday present. And we got a lot of fun stuff there. Check out the rest of our channel. We got a lot of travel videos, things like that.